having everyone join us from wherever they're joining us, and glad to have you set aside this evening. Our PQD Margaret Joroge, a distinguished Toastmaster, we're waiting for you to tell us in the chat box which country you're in at the moment and which club you belong to. That's a trick question because you belong to all of us and we are thankful for you. Without much further ado, we have our district director, DTM, Distinguished Toastmaster Demelash Wondimagegn, who will be taking us through the first part of our program this evening. And after that, we will go into our next session swiftly, where you can be able to interact with us on chat. But remember our brief protocols. Please do keep your video on. If you'd like, we'd like to interact with you, see your verbal cues. Please maintain silence, so please mute if you're not speaking. And if you have any questions, type them furiously in the chat box. I will be able to curate them and send them over. I'd like to introduce our district director, one and only DTM Demelash. A round of applause from wherever you are and a ton of emoji this evening. Welcome to the stage.
Reflect, celebrate, refine. Master of Ceremony, Carol, thank you so much for such warm introduction. My favorite Toastmasters. My fellow Toastmasters and honored guests, good evening. Actually, all you also my favorite Toastmasters. Tonight will be reflecting on our journey and celebrating our milestone, as well as we are ready to refine our strategy to move forward. As we gather as one district and team, our mission is building new clubs and supporting old clubs in achieving excellence. This year, our focus has been clear: mentorship, digitalization, creating more leadership pipelines, and driving membership growth. We know that the growth of our members is the growth of our district, and that every new club we establish and every club we strengthen is a step forward for modeling our excellence. As we reflect back, right now we have active 87 clubs on our dashboard. And we have had 1,935 paid membership to date, including 520 new members and 21 charter members. To achieve our goal of being a smartly distinguished district, we are aiming for that. So we need 4,360 total paid membership, meaning we'll still have a target of 2,425 more membership to secure by year end. Clubs like Smart Speak Toastmasters with 54 renewals, Blue Eagles with 32 renewals, and Momentum Toastmasters, our newly chartered club, are clear examples of energy, dedication, and commitment in our district. Yet, our mission is bigger. According to Toastmasters International, for a district to thrive, it must have between 120 and 180 clubs. Currently, we have 81 clubs, which means we are targeting 39 new clubs to sustain our district as a district. This is a challenge and a call to action for each of you. Tonight, we celebrate the dedication and achievement of our members, clubs, areas, and divisions. We celebrate clubs that have renewed membership and reached milestones, as well as those actively developing leadership pipelines. As we celebrate, we also refine our goals, are ambitious, and rightly so. We aim to sustain District 114, build new clubs, strengthening and sustaining the existing clubs, and becoming a smelly distinguished district is our main goal. So my fellow Toastmasters, tonight, as we reflect on our journey and celebrate these milestones, and we will so leaving a message for you. Sustaining District 114 requires teamwork because it didn't happen, or it didn't plan to charter more than 40 clubs. It might be stretching, but as a team, as one district, I believe we can achieve this goal together. Let us celebrate our journey. This is the time where we pause and refine our district. Madam Master of Ceremony, Carol, back to you.
A round of applause for our District Director, DTM Demelash. Please throw up those emojis because we have a Herculean task ahead of us and we are going to do it together. Without much further ado, I have one question before we go into our keynote speaker this evening. I want to ask you all to just think and ponder about what that means. We are the heart of District 114, and that means everything that we do contributes to the growth. And without much further ado, I am going to be keeping us on our toes to get that participation level up. And I'm going to ask you one question, and the person who gets it on the chat, please do type out the answer. All my questions this evening will have the answer starting with K, and that's the only hint I will give you. They will be easy, they will be fun. My first question to everyone on this call, please type in your answers, is an organ that filters blood. An organ that filters blood, type in your answer. That was fast and furious. So ladies and gentlemen, let's accelerate this to the heart of the evening. We are joined by Viktoriya Sokolova, all the way from Viktoriya. You didn't tell us where you're from, so I will leave that for you to tell us, just in case I don't get which country you're from. And without much further ado, for every sentence, I want to see an emoji pop up on my screen because she is a renowned global TEDx organizer. So whenever I say something, let's give her a round of applause until she takes on stage. Thank you. You are all with me. Dr. Viktoriya Sokolova is a global TEDx organizer, international keynote speaker, and communication strategist known for her compelling storytelling and transformational workshops. She has not only delivered programs across Europe, but Canada, Asia, touching thousands with her work on clarity, confidence, and purposeful communication. She is an author of 5 books in motivation and public speaking. She blends confidence with science, leadership, and emotional intelligence to help individuals overcome barriers and amplify our voices on global platforms. That is including TEDx. Please help me welcome Dr. Viktoriya Sokolova on stage.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Carol. I have never felt such a warm introduction. Thank you so much, all the way from Germany. So from Essen, now you have connection to Germany, to Essen. Whenever you are here, guys, please let me know. But oh, thank you so much. So it's like really pleasure and honor for me to join you. I've never been to Africa, but still it is my biggest dream to fly to that continent, and we will stay in touch. Let me share with you my journey, because yeah, I have some secrets to share. But first of all, let me just share with you my presentation, which I prepared for you today. Can you see it? Can you?
Yes, yes, we can.
Okay, great. So today I decided to give you some of my insights because originally I'm coming from Ukraine and I moved to Germany 22 years ago. And the reason was during my childhood in Ukraine, I was professional board diver. Do you know, like you do like 3 flips in the air and land from 10-meter platform. So this I was doing for all my childhood. And after getting my PhD in biology, a degree in biology, I was thinking, go to sport or go to science. And my parents, that time, they recommended me to go to science. And I'm so grateful for that. I'm still doing a lot of sport. I'm running marathons. And I'm that person who usually support any kind of motion. Maybe you can watch later my TED Talk. And in my heart, I am a scientist because moving to Germany for my PhD, I spent 20 years in science. And science helped me to find Toastmaster. The idea was like that. I moved to US for 2 weeks just to learn some kind of research. And that time I was teaching at the university. And I found all lectures so boring. Students are sleeping, you try to engage, and somehow, yeah, I had the feeling I have to change something. And my dream was to deliver lectures at the university in TED style. I'm sure you know what is TED, right? Ideas worth spreading. So, and exactly at that time, I was thinking, how can I improve my speaking skills to deliver lectures at the university in the most interesting way? And a colleague from US said to me, Viktoriya, I see you at Toastmasters. And so 6 years ago, I joined Toastmaster. I try to move to my next slide. But before I go to my story, raise your hand. How many of you have ever dreamed of standing on TEDx stage? I just want to know. Give me a sign. I would assume I cannot see all of you, but I would assume many of you, because somehow for me, 2 worlds are really connected, world of Toastmaster and world of TEDx. And today I want to break some myths and to show you how to become a TEDx speaker. Why? Because 6 years ago, I started a Toastmaster. It was pandemics time and everything was going online. And honestly, I just started and I wanted to quit. Why? Because for me, live interaction is the most powerful one. But I decided for myself to give a chance and stick to Toastmaster for at least several months. And I started to participate in Toastmaster all around the world, visiting US, Canada, Eastern countries, and so on. And this gave me so much energy. So during 1 year, I could deliver around 100 speeches. I'm very competitive, like I'm coming from sport. And I decided after 1 year to summarize the best of my 40 speeches in one book. And so I wrote my first book, To Rock Your Life. And this book is devoted to women, how to become strong, confident, and have courage to do whatever you want, with 40 nice stories. And then I was invited to do my first TED Talk. You can see it here, The Power of Your Childhood Dreams. Yeah. When I had a dream to be a TEDx speaker, I was thinking, I will deliver a speech about science, how to be a successful scientist. But as soon as I've got that green light to be on the stage, I started to ask myself, what really comes from my heart? What idea I want to share? And you know, usually when I create ideas, I go jogging. I had to run 300 kilometers, of course, not in one day, just to polish my idea. And I was thinking, many people talking about passion, right? But some people forgot, I don't know what is my passion, right? And my idea was go to your childhood. Recall what you were doing for a long time without interaction. Maybe just playing Lego, maybe just painting, or whatever you could do without pressure. And exactly from this time, start to develop this kind of passion, because whatever you like, whatever comes from you, from inside, this is exactly some kind of passion which you can develop. And 2 years later, I had one more chance to talk about one more idea. And that time I decided to talk about the power of motion. Because I'm a scientist and I believe that if you move your body, you move your brain. When you move your body, you activate your brain, you become creative. And this is just 6 years ago, we started a Toastmaster. I used to be a president of Rural Speakers Toastmasters Essen, then area director. And we also organize, maybe guys, you can join us one day, different kind of Halloween parties, friendship competition, and so on and so on. This was this year, 2 months ago, before my TEDx event. And what I want to say here, Toastmaster helped me to find my voice and helped me to shape my stories, because I believe you cannot learn swimming just by once going to the swimming pool. You have to practice it daily. And exactly this platform we have as Toastmaster, right? Because we can practice without pressure. We can practice with appreciation, and this helps us to grow. So for me, Toastmaster became my platform, the source of energy, which I can get and move forward. Because I also believe whatever we get, we can share. All about leadership, mentorship, and so on. And so moving slowly from Toastmaster to TEDx, but combining these two kind of worlds, it helped me just to write more books, to become unstoppable, your inner motivator. And last year, or actually it was this year, together with Roger Caesar from Canada, we wrote a book, Speak to Inspire. And this book is exactly how to shape your voice, how to talk not just on Toastmaster stage or TEDx stage, but when you can talk about like any kind of events. And you can see here, so last year it was my very first TEDx event in Essen. Now, why I decided to combine Toastmaster and TEDx? Because being in this world of Toastmaster, I've heard a lot from my friends and fellow Toastmaster how great it could be one day to stay on TEDx stage. And here I just want to show you some similarities which I came across, which start at Toastmaster and shape you to the TEDx stage. First of all, telling a story, any kind of story, I believe in sharing your experience, because this is usually unique. You develop curiosity because you ask why I am doing this, what interest is interesting for me. And then telling stories, you create your own ideas, which are really worth of spreading. Then capability. Toastmaster teach us how to be a strong leader. And strong leader means that maybe you have motivation, maybe on some days you don't have motivation, but how to give that energy, how to go beyond any challenges, how not to give up, how to just face challenges and do your best. And this is exactly what we practice at Toastmasters, but also organizing TEDx event, you can feel it, like looking for sponsors, looking for speakers, organizing all this. This can bring you to the edge, but knowing that you can manage it, it is like you have help from anywhere. Compassion. I cannot stress enough how important is compassion nowadays, because this is all about humanity, being kind, understand that whatever you are doing, just if you spread positive energy, if you spread kindness, people just help you, people just join you, and you build a really great community and commitment. So I don't believe in any events organizing once. So whatever I start to do, writing books, I continue. I started to run marathons 4 years ago. I believe if you like it, you should continue. And consistency, this is what usually wins, because every time you become a little bit better. And actually, just shortly, I don't know, I have just not so much time, but there is 2 topics which I usually discuss, 2 kind of fears. Long fear, which you can experience for months. For example, if you're doing too much, if you don't get enough energy, if you're overwhelmed facing deadlines, and situational fear. And let me give you just 2 tips how to be confident in any situation. If you face, for example, continuous fear, the main idea to focus not on your time, but to focus on your energy. Because you can have time, unlimited time. But can you imagine if you are sick, if you are depressed, or if you are just not willing to do something? Will you do it? So what I want to say, if you would shift your focus from time management to energy management, you become unstoppable. My task for you, when you have time, just write a list. Look at your whole day and write a list what brings you energy and what takes your energy, and see where do you stand. Do you get more things which gives you energy? Then you can do a lot. If you have more things that get your energy, then you get more and more depressed. So this is kind of balance. And one more, if you face, for example, situational fear, you go to the stage, you have difficult conversation. Just one short rule which you can apply. Of course, breathe, because you bring your to baseline, and tell yourself, this is how our brain works. I give myself 3 seconds of courage. That's it. Because this is all about doing the first step. You don't have to be brave for hours, for days, for months. You have to be brave just for 3 seconds to be able to do the first step, to be able to start difficult conversation, to give a call, or just to go on the stage breathing. So this is what I was talking about, motion and 3-second rule. And of course, let's face the main question, why? Because if you have your vibe coming from inside, you can do whatever you want. So I used to be 2 times TEDx speaker, and I've got so many requests. How did you do it? And I decided to organize last year our first TEDx event. It was just for 100 people. And this year it was for several hundred people in Cinemax Essen. And here my myth, which I want to disclose. TEDx is not about just one talk. It is not about just one idea. It is not about appear on the stage, deliver your talk, and disappear. No. I used to think it is like this, but for me, TEDx, to become a TEDx speaker, it's like leadership role at Toastmaster. If you're ready to be devoted, if you're ready to engage, if you're ready to commit, not just to one talk, but to support your local community, you definitely have right to be on a TEDx stage. Because the first rule which I learned organizing TEDx event, this is all about local community. You do not start globally and go to a local community. No, you start locally and make it global. So TEDx is all about supporting your local community. And the first rule, you organize TED where you live. So I come from Essen, and I am willing to organize, first of all, TED for my city. And as soon as it becomes popular, you engage more and more. This year, we had speakers from all around the world, and it is growing faster and faster. So what I want to say, if you have a dream to become TEDx speaker, become like Toastmaster leader. And again here, TEDx is this year, just 2 weeks ago, we had this amazing TEDx event in Essen, and we are planning to have tradition here in Essen. And next year it will be again in November. So stay in touch, and I really want to invite you to support this kind of event, because whatever works for local community can work globally, and this is so important. And this was our speakers. We had 10 powerful speakers from all around the world talking about different topics. And yeah, it was very inspiring for me. And as I see, nothing would be possible without support of Toastmaster. And here I would say, like talking from Toastmaster to Toastmaster, the best TEDx speaker are usually Toastmaster, because they know how to deliver stories, they know how to lead, and they know how to stay engaged. And I am a person who try to find solution even where they are not existent. So my dream is to learn to fly, but here you see me indoor flying, and this is like my creative idea. How can I realize my dreams? And I want to give now platform to question and answer, but before we go to question and answer, please grab your phone. And if you're on LinkedIn, I really want to stay with you guys connected, and you can write to me all your separate question, or however I could support you, or any creative, crazy ideas, because I don't believe any ideas. I believe any ideas are really good. So let's support each other, and join me on LinkedIn. And I go back to our, Kara, to you back for questions and answers. Thank you so much.
Amazing, amazing. I feel the essence of what you've shared with us tonight has not only challenged us, but has made us feel whatever we can do locally can also be transposed globally. I haven't seen any question for Dr. Viktoriya on the chat. Does anyone want to ask a quick question to her this evening? Because this has been powerful. Each of us know what is our Herculean task ahead of us, or even something that is such a big Mount Everest that we want to challenge ourselves with. So if you have a question, we'll take one question from anyone on the floor. Raise your hand and we will have you ask your question directly. If not, please type furiously on the chat. Dr. Viktoriya will be with us for a couple of more minutes. Of course, you're welcome to stay for the whole session, but just in case she dashes out, please make sure your questions don't go unanswered in the chat. One other moment that I want to highlight is you are very diverse. If I may ask you, as we're waiting for one question to chime in, Dr. Viktoriya, from Ukraine to Germany, and you spoke about the marathons, which you started 4 years ago. Is there anything yet in your plan that is the next challenge that you have, so that we can also come back to you and say, hey, you said you were going to start scuba diving. Is there anything else? Because I feel like your challenges are quite big, including flying, and the picture you showed us.
Thank you so much. Actually, I like playing piano, but also I have a rule of slow multitasking. Do you know this one? What is slow multitasking? Slow multitasking is not driving, eating, and making a calls. No, this is like you take at least 3 activities which energize you. For example, in my case, it is my work. I'm traveling around Europe and selling devices, marathons, which energize me, and public speaking and writing books. So, and if you devote your attention to this kind of fields, you accelerate your own growth, because running marathons, you get your energy. Giving lectures, you stay inspired and you stay grateful. You bring something to the world, and having your work connected to everything. So, and because of that, actually, my motivation to organize TEDx event, because I'm coming from science, but I also surrounded by Toastmasters, such inspiring people. And I like to create platforms of like-minded people who are curious and who want to think and grow and create something together. So challenge for you, if you have any creative ideas, even to organize local TEDx event, I can support you in any way possible. Yeah.
Oh, a round of applause and a whole barrage of emojis for Dr. Viktoriya. Please, the sky is the limit. So Elizabeth Kilo Otieno, please, I want to see you on that next platform, giving your next TEDx speech and making sure that you connect with Dr. Viktoriya to help you even ideate and make sure you get onto that platform. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you for being an amazing audience so far. We are moving to our next section in the agenda. As we move on, I have the question. Remember, all our questions this evening have the answers starting with K. So as we prepare for our next segment, a small brown fuzzy fruit with green flesh. I'll say it one more time. A small brown fuzzy fruit with green flesh. Those who have just joined us, we are keeping our brains sharp by seeing what answers we have. Okay, fantastic. Toastmasters are inspiring and also quite smart at this. Ladies and gentlemen, we move now to our next speaker of this evening. As we transition, we keep the intelligence engine running, and we have our club growth director. Now, growth is the heartbeat of our district's expansion. Our district director, DTM Demelash, has shared why this is important and why this is necessary. So please help me welcome our club growth director, Engineer Jude Bender, who is a dynamic civil engineer. I'm not seeing those emojis, those who were here earlier. Every time we do an introduction, we are clapping furiously, because in Toastmasters we clap, and send throughout those emojis. Civil engineer and project management professional who blends technical rigor with strong communication and leadership capability. As a seasoned trainer, speaker, and Toastmaster, he excels at translating complex ideas into clear, actionable insights while driving high impact initiatives across engineering and people development spaces. A round of applause as I welcome on stage Engineer Jude Bender. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Carol, our MC of the evening. What an honor, what an introduction. Puts a lot of weight on my shoulders, but I am ready to carry the road because I am an engineer. Thank you so much, and good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests on the call. I want to take this opportunity to thank each and every member of District 114, because it is the member that is the ambassador of club growth. And for that matter, everyone has played a role in club growth as far as District 114 is concerned. The first quarter has come with quite a lot of milestones, but most importantly, the Smedley Award. The Smedley Award was put across to recognize those that will add 5 new members. They could be new or reinstated members. And it is between August the 1st and September the 30th. We started this campaign in August, at the beginning of August. And we were able to recognize or to get 6 fantastic clubs that have gained or won this award. A round of applause for them before I can even mention them as we move along. I got so many questions. Why did I not get this award? Because I added so many club members. I added new club members. I added duo and restated so many. But we just missed on the window. It was supposed to be between August the 1st and September the 30th. Most of us added our new members on the 1st of October. We missed by just one day. And nevertheless, next time is even better. To start us off, we have Trace Toastmasters Club that added 6 new members all the way, and they were able to meet the award. A round of applause for Trace Toastmasters Club. The second one, not in a particular order because the rest added 5 new clubs. I will go to my home country, Kampala Toastmasters Club, added 5 new members. Congratulations to the president and the vice president membership. Well done, keep it up. Kampala Toastmasters Club, the first club in Uganda. Thank you so much. The third is the Toastmasters with a whooping 5 new members added between 1st of August and 30th September. Thank you, Da, and we appreciate all you're doing. The membership is really doing well in Da. Continue up the work. The Hill Toastmasters also added 5 new members, and they were able to get this award, the Smedley Award. And we have Karen. Carol, do you know where Karen is?
I do.
I knew you knew where it is. Definitely. Karen Toastmasters, congratulations to the president and the vice president membership, and of course the entire EXCO plus the members, because you wouldn't have done this work alone. And we welcome all the new members on board. Lastly, but not the very least, we have the Realites, added 5 new members. We have organized awards for these, and the prizes are ready for them to pick up. What we had suggested is that whoever wins will be getting items worth $50 from the district stores. So, congratulations to all the winners. And we are putting up other awards starting December. Look out for them and make sure you participate so that you can also win. I want to thank you and congratulations to all the winners. Back to you, our MC.
Woo! That was swift and amazing. You see how easy it is to get awards in Toastmasters? We just come together and we say yes. We are moving swiftly with our agenda and loving the fact that we are growing. Our next introduction is our program quality director, who we challenged to give us which club she belongs to. And I love the fact that she told us she belongs to District 114, DTM Margaret Njoroge. I am hoping that she is on screen. I know she had joined us earlier as I give her her introduction. But without much further ado, you know how we do it. We have our next question. And before we move forward, the next K challenge question, please get your fingers to type and be ready, is name the rapper whose second name is West. Don't ask me whether they changed it or not. Name the rapper whose second name is West. Okay, fantastic. That is the name they were previously known as. Your fingers are typing quite fast. I love the speed. And now we have our program quality director, none other than distinguished Toastmaster Margaret Njoroge. Is DTM Margaret Njoroge here? Let me just take a quick look because we need to give her the introduction that is accorded to her. I know she had joined earlier, and as I look for her, or in case anyone spots her, I know gadgets do the thing. I'll give you the next question because we know Toastmasters are quite sharp. I am going to give you the next question, which is, that's too easy. Okay, let me just give it to you anyway. A basketball player with the name Bryant. The basketball player with the name Bryant. Please do not call my name because it looks like the mountains are coming closer to my tongue. All right, there we go. What a fantastic show of hands. All right, I know we are waiting for DTM Margaret. A moment, please. She had joined, but without much further ado, do not be alarmed. We are keeping this engine room of excellence going. I want us to enter into another session. Now we have amazing entertainment lined up for us. And if you will allow me, we will move on to the next part and make sure we come back to our PQD and give her flowers when we're introducing her. Our interactive game session will be kicked off by none other than our fellow Toastmaster named Edwin Moindi, who is also from Simba Toastmasters. I am really honored to do his introductions this evening. Edwin Moindi, I know you were here and you had labeled yourself quite well. Before, there you go. I have seen your face pop up, our quiz master for this evening. And as is normal fashion, please allow me to give Edwin his introduction and we throw in all those emojis and make sure we escort him to the room virtually because he has worked hard for it. Without much further ado, Edwin Moindi is a habit coach, an author, a transformational leader, dedicated to helping individuals build intentional routines, cultivate self-awareness, achieve sustainable behavioral change, and with over 20 years in leadership and personal development, he blends psychology, emotional intelligence, practical discipline systems. His relatable teaching style and compassion-based approach has helped countless people transform their mindsets, their habits, and well-being. Edwin also champions educational access for underprivileged children and continues to inspire growth through his books, his workshop, and coaching. Edwin Moindi happens to be our VPE, Vice President of Education at Simba Toastmasters, and I attest to his phenomenal work that he's done for us. Over to you, Edwin Moindi, and a round of applause as everyone welcomes him on stage.
Thank you so much for this introduction, Carol. I'm always warmed to have you in the same space and to celebrate Simba as frequently as we can. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to start off an energized evening with a game of Kahoot. Now, here's what I want you to do. Before you is a game pin, and I want you to join in as quickly as you can. I promise you there's something to be won from this session. So quickly as you can, I'm waiting for you to join in, and then we'll start the game. And I see, quick on the trigger, we have Kochi, then Mark KSR. How many of us are here to begin with? I want to see as many of you join this because you're going to win something. Jack of all trades, WG Sigrid. Come on, bring it on. Afro Nomad, Zidane. I see how we play around with names. Bring it on, bring it on. Let's keep going. Awesome. I love that word. Mac, Minchok. Wow, that's something I would want to eat. Jack of all trades, Kochi, Jerry, LL. Remember LL Cool J back in the day? I see more of us joining in. Let's bring it on. Let's bring it on. Let me just check again and confirm a fraction versus the number. How many of we are here in this session? 16. I expect more of us to join in. Make it happen. Make it happen. What should be my cutoff rate, Carol? We are 20. We're
Wow.
70
Yes.
participants. I expect more of us. Come on. Fast
That
on
is
your
it.
trigger. Bring it on. Bring it on. Bring it on. I'm really excited about this. 21 of us are in.
Okay. There's a question for you, Quizmaster Edwin. How
Yes.
do you join? So the joining criteria. Oh, Obed has answered the question. Perhaps you can also help out with anyone struggling.
Okay, so join in at www.kahoot.it with the game pin 646787. You can always scan. Okay, we're at 22. Bring it on. Really excited. I'll give it 30 more seconds and countdown. Remember, there is a prize at the end of this game. You are walking away with something precious. 22 of us are in versus the 70. Oh, one more person. Lamarada joined in and then someone dropped off. And then JJ came back in. And then we had Low. Come on, let's bring it on. 25. I'm going to cut it off in the next 10 seconds. 9, 8, 6, 5. I forget how to count. Let me go back to 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and I see, as we normally do, just when the door is about to be closed, we have a rush of people coming in. And as quickly as possible, we go to 3, 2, 1, and the games begin. First question. Let's get it moving. And we call this Who Runs the District? Number 1. Who is primarily responsible for all education and training in the district? Let's get it on. Who is? In 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we find that a majority of us understand it's a program quality director. Let's move to the next question. And of course, we have Mint Chalk at the top, Jack of all trades, trailing at the second, Misbehave coming in, Bra, and Awesome. I surely knew Awesome was going to feature in there somewhere. Let's move to the next question. Which officer leads club building efforts and membership growth? Is it the PR manager? Is it the finance manager? Is it the sergeant at arms or the club growth director? Let's hand in our questions and answers as quickly as possible. I'm seeing we are at a rush. And finally, we have it sorted. It is the club growth director. Next. Minchok seems to be at the top. Misbehave is behaving. Champ at third. Kochi having reason and Faye. Let's move to the next question right here and right now. Are you ready? Who handles publicity, media, marketing, materials, and district branding? Is it the admin manager? Is it the PQD? Is it the PR manager or the division director? I wonder, could it be the division director? And I'm not influencing you in any way. And the answer is the PR manager. Let's see how the scoreboard stands. Minchok seems to be very fast on their fingers. Misbehave, still staying, behaving at second place. Faye seems to be rising. Awesome seems to be rising. And Kochi at one position. Let's move to question number 4. Who creates the district budget and ensures financial accountability? Let's see. Is it the logistics manager? Is it the district director? Is it the club treasurer? Or is it finance manager? Let's see how fast you move. And I see people are moving really fast. At 34 answers in. I mean, instinctively, we all know our district roles. Finally, we have it. With all saying finance manager and one sole outlier answering it as the club treasurer. Let's move and see how we hold true. Minchok at first place. It seems like we have just held count and everyone else seems to be holding fort. To the fifth question, which leader records minutes, maintains records, and tracks district documentation? Sounds like a mouthful. Is it CGD? Is it the admin manager? Is it the area director or the logistics manager? Quick on your fingers. I see. Already we have 33 answers in, 34, and then the last trailing answer comes in, and we are done. Of course, it is the admin manager. We too, assuming it's the logistics manager, we will beg to differ. As we see, misbehave has risen to the top. Minchok, please make sure that your connection, wherever it may be in Ethiopia or Kenya, is more sustained. Let's move to question number 6. Which role is usually appointative, not elected, and focuses on arranging venues, equipment, and room setup? Let's have those answers in. I'm seeing a rush and a jostle. Everyone is just about. We're not too sure about this one. I see answers came in not as rushed as before, but then we have our answers. And the answer is logistics manager. Let's move on and see. Misbehave at the top. Minchok at second, slightly close by. Awesome is rising. I want to see how awesome will get to the top. Today's awesome, isn't it? Which officer supervises area directors and ensures clubs receive support? Let me see. This is an answer straight out of the books. We have an answer, ladies and gentlemen. Is it the division director, admin manager, or PR? Of course, the division director. And here we are holding strong with Misbehave, Mint, Chalk, and Faye seeming to crawl up the ladder, 61 points behind the leaderboard leader. Okay, let's move. Question 8. Which officer visits clubs to support club officers, track performance, and build relationships? A mouthful again, but still we have an answer. At 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, waiting for 34. Yes, and then the 35th answer comes in as we have a few seconds to spare. And the answer is area director. We move on to the next leaderboard score and we see Misbehave holding on at fourth, Chalk at second, Faye at third, Kochi seems to be rising up, and Awesome, there's something not so awesome going on right now. But having said that, let's move to the next question. Which 3 positions form the core trio at the district level? Is it PQD, area director and finance director? Is it CGD, logistics manager and PR manager? Is it PQD and CGD and district director? Yes, I know it's a mouthful, but please choose wisely and fast. And answers are in. The answer is PQD, CGD, and district director. Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to get to the end, and it's still close. Let's see how we'll do with the last question. Who can chair the district executive committee if the district director is absent? This one we should answer very quickly. Yes, I'm seeing furious responses coming in. A few more with a lot of time to spare. 30 responses, 31 responses, and we are cut off. It's the program quality director. Ladies and gentlemen, let's run the Leaderboard with Faye at third. Let's put our hands together for Faye. And then Minchok at second. And at number 1, we have Misbehave. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we will ensure that who is Misbehave? I hope we can quantify that or translate that name accordingly and ensure that they get the award. With that, back to you, Carol.
What a show. A round of applause, everyone, for our quiz master, Edwin Moindi. Oh, my goodness. Masi Chege on the comment said she was here for the commentary. So I don't know whether she was one of the outliers. I'm just saying, you know, when you were commenting about 2 outliers answering a question here and there, I have a feeling she was one of them. So she was there for the commentary. She's like, oh, okay, great. That was such an educative yet fun session. I really, really enjoyed it. I don't know about you, D114 Toastmasters. I feel we should be having more of these during our sessions. And also it helps us educate ourselves about what Toastmasters is all about in a very fun session. I know when I lost my answer streak, I was like, I should have known that. So thank you, our quizmaster, Edwin Moindi. That was phenomenally done and really loving it. Moving on, we have an amazing array of our evening agenda, but we keep it moving. We make sure that we have our questions in. And just a random question to our quizmaster, Edwin. Where can we find you and how often do you run these sessions? Just for D114 to get to know more about ourselves. If you might indulge us, just tell us a bit more about these quizzes that you run.
To be honest, I run quizzes with men. I run a men's group. And one of the things that keeps us glued together is doing quizzes. I have also connected with someone who is also a Toastmasters, David Gray, who has taught me the skill. I used to love just watching him doing it, and he allowed me to gain that skill and use it. Doing quizzes is one of the things I love to do on top of being a habit coach. So yes, I'm available on LinkedIn, available in our forums as Toastmasters, and I am available to assist at any time as a quizmaster based on availability.
I love it. I love it. So the caveat there is based on availability, just in case the Thika want to have you all through their meetings and ask you always to join in their club meetings for Kahoot. I love it. Edwin Moindi, as we wait for our PQD to join the call, I have one more question for you this evening is, just because we are in International Men's Day, I know it was yesterday, but let's accord our men their flowers. Please do indulge us a bit more about the men's group because we have so many women-led forum groups. But because you mentioned that, I feel like it's a key highlight. Please do indulge us and just share more and see whether you also have virtual sessions that our Toastmasters in D114 from Addis, Kampala, and Kigali can be able to join in. Just share a bit more about the men's group if you don't mind.
Okay, ready to and happy to. Thank you for indulging me in that manner. We have been running a men's group session for the last 10 months or so, where we meet twice a month on the first and the third Saturday, where we have sessions running from 9:30 all the way to 2, but they normally last past that. They go way past that, precisely because we wanted to create a space, a safe space for men to talk, a safe space for men to speak of being vulnerable, of being based on the expectations that have been laid on us, and the heaviness and the weight of it. Once we form this safe space, it's grown over time, allowing more and more men to come in and just find a safe space where we can just let the burden down, speak of issues that are pertinent to us, and grow each other accordingly. Over this period, we've also been able to invite different speakers to engage us. All our sessions are physical, unfortunately, for those who are outside Kenya. And during those sessions, we get to talk about things like black tax, things like relationships, mental wellness, how to build a business, all these pertinent things based off the back of being vulnerable and honest about how the hustle goes, because a lot of us hear narratives about success, but we don't know the nitty-gritties of how that success was gained. Therefore, we meet a space where when someone speaks, they speak from the hustle, the pain, the vulnerability that they had to endure in their own isolated space, but now bringing it to a place where we can have those conversations relevantly. I know for a fact that those spaces are lacking here in Kenya and across the world more so. And for that reason, men are in pain. And therefore, we just wanted to release the valve, for lack of a better word, for men to be able to find themselves and then walk in strength and then rise as leaders as they should.
Beautifully said. I feel like you've taken us to a transformational zone where we need to think about each other and especially our men. So hats off and kudos to the program you're running. If you want to find out more, ladies and gentlemen, and invite your brothers, your husbands, your better halves, your uncles, you never know, that might actually be transformational for them, not only this information to ourselves. So please look out for Edwin Moindi. If you have no access to him, please reach out on any of the Toastmasters platforms and happily he will pop up. He's the only Edwin Moindi and we call him with his two names. So he will pop up. All right, without much further ado, wait, I was going to mention something. Are we ready for our next K challenge? Our next K challenge involves the next question. Are you ready to type in the next part? What is the capital city of Afghanistan? Capital city of Afghanistan. You do know this evening, all our answers start with K. Okay, great. And now we go to the program quality awards. I want to introduce our district director who will be standing in for our PQD. And once she joins, we will make sure to introduce her aptly. Over to you, our district director, DTM Demelash.
Thank you so much, our master of ceremony, Carol. Before we move to the awards, I want to take a special moment to honor a club that is truly historic, a club that laid the foundation for Toastmasters in East Africa and has inspired leaders across the region. The Blue Nile Toastmasters Club, established in 1959 by the royal families of Ethiopia, is the pioneer of Club of East Africa. This year marks 67 years of continuous excellence, leadership, and mentorship, shaping generation of Toastmasters and setting a benchmark for clubs across District 114. Tonight, we proudly recognize Blue Nile Toastmasters Club as a historic legacy club of District 114. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me in celebrating this historic club. Thank you so much. The awards that I'll be presenting will be Outstanding Member, Servant Leader of the Quarter, Club of the Quarter, Area of the Quarter, Division of the Quarter, Legacy Member Award. We call it this District Legacy Award, Rising Star, and finally we'll have the Innovative Program Award. In Toastmaster leadership is not about titles, it's about service. The heart of our mission is carried by those who show up even when no one is watching. Support others before themselves. Make success possible from behind the scenes. These individuals reflect humility, consistency, and dedication, the true spirit of Toastmasters leadership. This quarter, each area director was asked to identify one member who embodies these values. A leader who says, "How can I help?" before anyone asks. Ladies and gentlemen, while I call their names, kindly please help me in giving support. And our servant leaders, we also encourage you, when I call your name, to switch on your camera so that we celebrate your achievements. From Area 2 Lady Toastmasters, we have Josephine. From Anchor Toastmaster Area 3, we have Distinguished Toastmaster Ditanjeri Gati. From SEMA Toastmaster Club Area 3, we have Distinguished Toastmaster DTM Derek Mandela. From Almasi Toastmaster Club Area 4, Chibole, we have from Kwanzaa Toastmaster Club Joy Christie, Area 4. We have Eric from Down Toastmasters Club Area 5. From Kericho Gold Toastmaster Club, we have Job Korea from Area 9. We have Elizabeth from UNOC Toastmasters Club, Area 10. And we have Mulalem Desta from Imperial Toastmasters Club and Ermias Waldarekai from Radisson Toastmasters Clubs. Ladies and gentlemen, please celebrate our servant leader of the quarter. Now we'll move to the club of the quarter. And our matrix was the DCP goals achieved, membership growth, meeting excellence, engagement, and community impact, as well as we have put bonus pointers. So for the club of quarter, we have three nominees: Dart Toastmaster Club, Smart to Speak Toastmaster Club, and the Hill Toastmasters Club. So Dart Toastmaster Club showed strong growth in members, high member engagement, consistent excellence in Division D. The Smart to Speak Toastmaster Club showed outstanding member growth, excellent membership renewals, leading performance in Division B. We have the Hill Toastmaster Club showed steady growth, strong membership renewals, and commitment to Toastmasters journey in Division A. Ladies and gentlemen, kindly please join me the quarter of the club. The quarter of the club is Smart to Speak Toastmaster Club, who showed outstanding growth, excellent renewals, and exceptional performance. Just for ranking, we have the Smart to Speak Toastmaster Club, first place, Dart Toastmaster Club, second place, and the Hill Toastmasters Club, third place. Let us celebrate these clubs and show our supporters. When we move to the area director of the quarter, again, we made metrics. Those metrics are club support, club performance, engagement and leadership, celebration and communication, and impact in creating awareness. For that, we have two area directors, Michael and Fez. Michael from Area 7 and Fez from Area 9 director. So Michael showed top performance across key area metrics and demonstrated balanced, consistent leadership across all clubs in the area. Whereas Fez showed exceptional impact and awareness creation beyond expectations and strong community visibility efforts elevating Toastmasters presence. So our area director of the quarter will be Fez Area 9 director for going beyond expectation by creating meaningful impact and driving strong awareness within her area. Congratulations, Faith, for this outstanding achievement. Now we'll move to Division Director of the Quarter. Again, our matrix is how areas are performing and leadership in collaboration, team spirit, member and club engagement. Also, we have observed innovation and community impact. For that, we have 2 division directors, Maximilian Ketani, Distinguished Toastmasters, and Paul Kavuma. Paul Kavuma, Division C Director, and Maximilian Ketani, Division B Director. Maximilian, she excelled in overall division performance and consistent high impact leadership through the quarter. Whereas Paul Kavuma impacted at division level through awareness and visibility initiatives. Also, division-wide influence. So, the quarter of the division director will be we have Division C Director Paul Kavuma. Congratulations for exceptional leadership that expanded visibility, strengthened engagement, and elevated division-wide awareness. We will not also leave DT Maximilian. We'll give her the Leadership Excellence of the Quarter Award. Why? If we see on the dashboard, Maximilian, she showed high performance within the growth and numbers. So Maximilian Kitani, she will be rewarded as the Leadership Excellence of the Quarter for demonstrating leadership excellence through consistent guidance, empowerment, and impactful support across her division. Ladies and gentlemen, kindly give a big round of applause for our division directors. Now we will move to our Legacy Member Award. Tonight, we celebrate the beating heart of District 114. Those who have served, contributed, mentored, and inspired for more than 10 years. They are the builders of our foundation, the protectors of our core values, the silent champions behind every stage, every meeting, and every success. They are the leaders who stayed even when challenges came. They are the voices that continue to shape East Africa's future communication and leadership. Tonight, we honor them with the District Legacy Award, and we will entitle them with Legacy Member. Not only for the years they have been members, but for the lives they have impacted along the way. So, ladies and gentlemen, when I call upon their names, kindly give them a bigger round of applause for them. And also, I encourage our legacy members to switch on your camera, and so we'll celebrate your journey. So we have Dite Guru Ashira, 29 years since 1996. We have Pari Lalani, competent Toastmasters, 24 years since 2001. We have Zindizi Dite, 24 years since 2001. We have competent communicator award, 23 years since 2002. 2004. We have DTM Mina Rana, actually we call her Rosie Rana. Rosmina Rana, 20 years since 2005. We have Francis, competent communicator, advanced leader, bronze, 19 years since 2006. We have Mary Gabriel Beckman, competent communicator, 19 years since 2006. David Gire Kimaro, 18 years since 2007. Maria Simiyu, competent communicator, competent leader, 17 years since 2008. Now we have members who joined in 2009 and they are 16 years in their Toastmasters journey. So I will call upon their name and kindly give them a big round of applause. So we have DT Marie Karanja, DT Margaret Joroke, DT Anthony Wangodu, competent communicator Brian, DT Nelia Yondo, Peter Kahiga, DT Lalindra D. Silva, competent communicator, competent leader Tigist Ishetu, competent communicator, competent leader Freud Brane Mesked. We have advanced competent bronze, advanced leader bronze, Samrawit Mogus, who joined since 2009. Now I'll move to members who have joined since 2010. We have competent communicator Daniel Odero. We call him as Dan Odero. So we have Daniel Odero, 15 years. Jean Opio, Monica Rito, Hassan, Hagere Walde, CCCL, Yosef Fantu, Hagere Walde, CCCL. So we have Yosef Fantu, 14 years, joined in 2011. We have Matthew George, 13 years since 2012. DT Magdalena Mokrea, 13 years, journey since 2012. We have Sartak, advanced competent pros, 13 years since 2012. Now we'll call members who are in Toastmasters since 2013. They are in their Toastmasters journey 12 years. So we have Deborah, we have DT Jafet Muswa, past district director. We have Judith Muturi. We have Flora, Namera Gurmesa, Matthew Welch, Fevan Tasamma, Konjit Nidek, Isaiah Jesus work. We have these members who have joined since 2013. Members who have joined in 2014, 11 years, Stefan, we have competent communicator Stefan. Isaac Churchill, Loranta, competent communicator, Sylvia. Guilford, DT Maximilian Ketani, DT Aida Abdul Hab, Ibtal Ahmed. We have a total of 56 legacy members. Now I will call members who have joined in 2015. They are 10 years in their Toastmasters journey. We have Georgia, we have George, Caroline, Anna, Gabriel, Marta, Gilbert, DT Mitopis Tardesa, and DT Altish Topias. Ladies and gentlemen, we are honored to recognize our legacy members, and the district will be recognizing them with the Toastmasters core values because they have showed us in action what does it mean: integrity, respect, service, and excellence. Our logistic manager, Mulalem Desta, will send you this. In addition to this, we have also certificate of recognition for you. Last but not least, we also expect from you, as our legacy member who have showed the journey, articles from you, so that we'll share in our website to celebrate and learn from your journey. Congratulations. Now we have the Rising Star Award of the quarter. We have the District Public Relation Team awarded the Rising Star. A big round of applause for their dedication and hard work. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll be moving to my last recognition. Leadership is not only about managing. It's about creating new ideas, creating engagement, creating impact. The Innovative Program Award is presented to a leader who has demonstrated outstanding creativity by introducing a program that strengthened participation, connection, and learning across our district. Tonight, we celebrate a leader who took initiative, collaborated across clubs, and delivered a powerful result. An unforgettable joint area meeting that brought together over 80 members in one night. A visionary, a unifier, and a leader who turns ideas into action. Please join me in applauding the area director from Division D, Area 16 Director, Toastmasters Brooke Ayalong. Thanks so much, all. We are glad to celebrate our milestone and journey, and also we expect more awards in our next quarter. Back to you, our Master of Ceremony, Carol.
Woo! Oh my goodness. I was just smiling all through when our DD was presenting these awards. And I want us to swiftly move on to our next K challenge as we invite our PQD, Margaret Njoroge. Allow me to ask for DTM Margaret Njoroge so that we can see your face. We know you're here. There you are. You are here, and there are no Kenya Power issues that will stop you from joining us this evening. I'd like to introduce our PQD, DTM Margaret Njoroge, who, for one reason or another, I think I just have the pleasure of always working with. And she is the quality that our engine needs. Firstly, she is a certified public accountant and she holds an MBA in strategic management. Yes, you haven't forgotten. Can we applaud as we introduce her on stage? We give her her flowers for all the work she has done for Toastmasters District 114. And her consulting focuses as a finance, strategy, and operations. Please reach out to her if you want any of those powerful trio of leadership skills. She has a strong background in training, mentoring, even within the Toastmasters ecosystem. I know if you have been trained by DTM Maggie, you've got all your check boxes ticked. She has played various roles and all the way now up to the trio. I want you to give a round, warm applause, full of emojis as we welcome her on stage. DTM Margaret Njoroge.
Thank you very much, our MC for the evening. My dear friend Carol, it's always an honor and a pleasure to share a platform with you. I do acknowledge the District Director of District 114, Distinguished Toastmaster Demelash, the Club Group Director, Toastmaster Engineer Jude, my fellow Toastmasters and most welcome guests, a hearty good evening to each and every one of you. I am excited this evening and I do request for co-host rights. I lost them when I lost connectivity. Thank you very much. Dear MC, let me know when you can see my screen. Thank you. This evening, we want to celebrate leaders within District 114. and clubs that have stood out. When we began this financial year, we set out to have a particular campaign. The name of the campaign, the Golden Quarter Excellence Campaign. And for this particular campaign, we have 22 clubs that won this particular campaign. And they are Business Dialogues, Runda Elite, The Hill, WFP, Zumaridi, K Toastmasters, Lerai, Rafiki, Anchored, Karen, Sema, Easy Speak, Downtown, The Thika, Muju, Bukoto, Jupiter, Radisson, Addis Ababa, Habesha, Imperial, last but not least, Dar Toastmasters Club. These particular clubs submitted their club success plan, they conducted a Moments of Truth, and they trained 7 out of 7 club officers by 30th of September 2025. Congratulations to each one of you. The other group of awardees this evening goes to the clubs that managed to get 5 or more DCP goals as of 30th of September 2025. And these are Anchored Toastmasters Club with 6 DCP points. The other clubs have 5. The Hill Toastmasters Club, Simba, Smart Speak, Watabaruku Advanced, and Dar Toastmasters Club. On to the next category of awards from the PQD docket are the Triple Crown Awards. And these go to Joseph Minor from the Hill Toastmasters Club, who completed 5 levels within 90 days. Gladwell Witty, 3 levels. Mark Magolo, 4 levels. Rahmaz Bir, 4 levels. Vivian Thairo, 3 levels. Alligator Makori, 5 levels. Sega Amnisisa, 3 levels. Dawit Waktola, 3 levels. Atul Basarani, 4 levels. And Edith, 3 levels. Congratulations to each and every one of you. The other category of awards is those who've been certified as Pathways Mentors. This particular path appears when you complete your level 2. And those who are certified are Lydia Wanjiko from WFP, Hafida from Tamarind, Rahma from Mombasa Island, and Christine Karoe from Nyali Toastmasters Club. And finally, we do have members who attained their DTM certification and now carry the title of Distinguished Toastmaster. And the very first member in District 114 to attain this goal for this particular year was Distinguished Toastmaster Hope Oken from Muyenga Toastmasters Club. And the second member in District 114 to attain the DTM status is Sarah Adhiambo, Distinguished Toastmaster from Kwanza, Kenya Toastmasters Club. We do celebrate each and every one of you for these great achievements. And we call upon those who have not yet finalized their awards, be it at club level or individual level. We still have the quarter that's currently active, quarter 2, and you could be one of the winners to appear on the quarter 2 District 114 Awards. Hearty congratulations, and that brings me to the end of the PQD Docket Awards for quarter 1. Back to you, our MC, Carol.
Fantastic. And thank you so much, DTM Maggie. I feel challenged. Do you all feel challenged? We have an array of growth in District 114 that is keeping us on our toes and also surprising us. So if you have felt the call tonight, stay tuned because there's more. On to our K challenge before we introduce our keynote speaker for this evening. And I want to ask this next question. In natural format, the answer starts with a K. What is the home of the Russian government? Home of the Russian government. As we keep the knowledge flowing, allow me to then introduce our keynote speaker, who is none other than, I had been practicing, Sabyasachi Sengupta. He was so kind to give us his profile with the name Sabi. And if it's okay, if I get a thumbs up from you, I might use Sabi to make sure I don't massacre your name. Thank you so much. I want to introduce our keynote speaker for this evening, Sabi, who is not only an expert in behavioral change with 17 years worth of experience in finance, change, and innovation in the banking sector. He has navigated large-scale organizational transformations and understands change as deeply a human process. He is also our 2025 World Champion of Public Speaking. Can those emojis just flood the screen, because that is no mean feat. A two-time TEDx speaker and author of What's Your Plan B? He also hosts a podcast called Method in Madness. And now, because of this amazing profile, I want to also add on some anecdotes. He steps into the role of speaker, consultant. He dedicates his effort into the human side of transformation. He always thinks that there's an excellent opportunity for him to show organizations on how to embrace the journey through change with energy and humor, but most of all, heart. He has empathy for the natural human resistance to change and has designed pragmatic strategies to help teams push past that inertia of standing still. He transforms their apprehension into action and fires and fear into action and fear into fuel for innovation. Ooh, I love the alliteration there. In his work, he emphasizes the importance of adapting, innovating, and building resilience. The results? Teams are ready for the future of what he has in store, actually looking forward to it. None other than Sabyasachi Sengupta. Over to you, and a round of applause.
Thank you so much, Carol. I think, wow, what an introduction. I makes me a bit shy. Thank you so much for this warm welcome. I am so happy to join you guys. This is the power of digital era. I'm sitting in my apartment in Amsterdam, and I am talking to you guys here. Has anybody been to my hometown? Has anybody been to Amsterdam? No, it's not, yeah, my hometown. If you have, please, yes, give me a shout. And if you're ever visiting, also give me a shout in future. Always here for you. Thank you so much. It's been an honor, and the last 2.5, 3 months, as you can imagine, has been nothing less than overwhelming. I'll start with 30th of June, when the results for the quarterfinals were coming out. So now, if you win the district conference, you don't straight away go to the semis. You have a layer of quarterfinal, which is an online. The videos of each district is sent to different quarterfinals, and there are 14 quarterfinals. On the 30th of June, there were a bunch of names announced as winners, and my name wasn't there. So I assumed I haven't made it to that. In my district, message was sent, Sabi's name's not on the website. Try next year, Sabi. We believe in you. A lot of loves, a lot of heartbreak, those heart emojis and everything. And I made peace with that. Next day, I get an email. Congratulations, you made it to the semis. Turns out Toastmasters had only published 20 out of 28 names, and 8 names were missing, and I was one of the 8 names. So I went for an emotional roller coaster from not being qualified to suddenly I'm qualified. Now I'm going to Philadelphia. And the next 43 days were crazy. Someone told me the real experience is those 43 days. How you prepare your speech, how you fine tune that that district winning speech into a semi-final speech. How do you choose a final speech? What topic do you want to talk about? Since I only have 10 minutes today, I'm not going to go into all the details, but I will talk about why I chose the topic that I chose for the finals. Now, if you have seen my final speech, just nod. It's an out and out humorous speech. I made people laugh, something I really enjoy doing. I like to believe on good days, I'm slightly funny. Not always, but some days I can be. So I chose what works best for me to be funny. What was tough was there's always this uh, discussion in Toastmasters where people say that funny speeches or humorous speeches never win, and it's those speeches that get the audience rolling on the floor. They never win. But I decided to follow my heart and continue with the speech that I believe with conviction. The reason being is my former boss from my bank in the Netherlands, where I used to work, always told me the story of a tennis player who was brilliant at front service and quite weak at the backhand. His front hand service that he did was impeccable. Nobody could, come close to it. But the backhand was a little weak. Can you guess what his coach made him practice the most? The front hand or the backhand? It was the front hand. And then when journalists asked the coach, why are you making him practice the front hand, which he's already good at? The coach said, I maximize his max and minimize his min. So something he's good at, I strengthen that because that is what is going to make him great. And what is his weakness? I make sure we practice enough that it doesn't become a liability. For me, that was the biggest decision making in my speech journey. Now I'm aware. I'm born and brought up in India. I moved to the Netherlands when I was 24. Um, I have an Indian accent. My vocabulary is not as rich as a native English speaker. I do use a lot of ahs and ums. Some people have those most polished body language or vocal variety. That's really not always my strength. My strength is humor. I love making people laugh. I love to create that energy, build that camaraderie in the group, and I went full on with that. I practiced each and every detail of the speech so that I use the right words, I use the right pause, I'm deliberate with everything. That was minimizing my min. But when it came to maximize my max, it was humor. On a Toastmaster speech, I think, on the World Championship speech, uh, I think I have been told, I have not seen it myself. It is one of the most funny speeches that has ever won the World Championship. It had 36 laughters and 3 applauses, which is like a laughter every 3 seconds for a speech. That is quite an extraordinary situation to be in. Now, what comes with this choice of choosing something that you are good at is to believe in yourself and in your trajectory till the end of time. What I mean by that is just before the final, 15 minutes before the final, I bumped into a finalist from previous years, and everybody walked up to this gentleman and said, we loved your speech. Oh my God, you were so funny. You were hilarious. We loved your speech. And so many people said that. And I was like, oh my God, is this really true that humorous speech don't win? Because this person wasn't in top 3. So 10 minutes before my contest, I walk up to him and I said, people are complimenting your speech so much. How did you not win? And he said, Sabi, I would have won that day. I had everything except I had 3 extra seconds. I got disqualified by 3 extra seconds and I lost. That temptation to add something at the end, that maybe my speech needs something more, maybe others are better than me, maybe I'm not ready, that restlessness that we all have as speakers to add that little extra at the end is what cost him the contest. For me, that was the moment when I felt, no, it's not just about believing in your max, maximizing your max, but also believing in it with conviction till the end. I can tell you, I had so much temptation to add more things to my speech because When I practiced that speech just not in my hotel room, it was 5 minutes 50 seconds. And when I delivered it on the World Championship stage, it was 7 minutes 15 seconds. So 2 more jokes and I could have been disqualified. That temptation of not adding that little more, that temptation to add something extra so I can beat others, is what saved me. And that comes from that one thing that I practiced this year, and that is detachment. It sounds easy, but and trust me, if you practice it, it's even easier. I had detachment not from the process. I practiced really hard. I can tell you for hours, my practicing method, practicing in trances, practicing in time of the day. I made sure I eat the same kind of food so I have the right digestion, jet lag, everything. But I had detachment from the outcome. I cannot control what others were doing. I cannot control how the judges give vote. I cannot control how the audience reacts. But what I can control is the 7.5 minutes. That's my showtime. That 7.5 minutes, it's surreal for me. Nothing matters to me at that moment. Not winning, not losing, not trophies. It is about showing the world a craft, a skill that I dearly love. And that was me falling in love with the stage. So when I kissed the stage at the very first minute of this of my speech, that was my most authentic self. That's my love for speech, for the stage. And that is also my detachment from the outcome. I did not go up on the stage to win. I went up to give the best speech that I know of, to deliver the performance that I've practiced for months, and to also have fun. Because in the end, whoever has most fun wins. My friends, if I can leave you with one thought when you are in your Toastmasters journey as a speaker, as a leader, or even in your professional life as a leader, as a professional, whatever you're doing, practice this detachment. Detachment not from the process. Prepare like there is no tomorrow. Prepare, practice, go above and beyond doing it. But when it comes to outcome, we cannot control that. Have detachment from the outcome. Be like that leaf that flows through the water. Half of it fully dry, half of it fully wet. If the leaf is fully wet, it sinks. If it's fully dry, it doesn't float. Only when half of it is dry, half of it is wet, it floats. The wet is your commitment towards your work, towards your skill, towards your goals. And the dry is your detachment from outcome, vanity of success, heartbreaks of failure. When you can do that, you will be able to move through that river like that leaf with detachment in your every role that you take in your life. With that, I'd like to thank you all for listening in. I hope I didn't exceed my time. I love to stay connected with you all. Please connect on LinkedIn or Instagram. And thank you so much for giving me this chance to share my thoughts. Hope to see you all soon. Thank you.
What a powerful session. I think we were typing furiously and writing furiously all your anecdotes and things that we can implement simply. Are you open, Sabi, just to take 1 or 2 questions from the
Absolutely.
audience?
Absolutely. I have all the time. So why 1 or 2? 200 is fine. I'm here.
Oh, I love it. Great. This is contest season, and we have so many people from our district 114 rehearsing. But folks, just as I get the question, so please raise your hand. We'll take some from the floor, and anyone who wants to type in, please do type in on the chat. Please remember, Sabi's routine up to the point of food. So don't change your food routine. Everything he was practicing, even how the food gets digested. I love it. That was the seriousness that it took to be able to have that. I want to take in a question. Is there anyone who wants to raise their hand and ask the world champion of 2025 public speaking? And please note, I will drop the YouTube link to his winning speech. It's hilarious if you haven't listened to it. I have listened to it 5 times over. And we have DTM, Dr. Kevin Rubier, over to you as you ask your question.
Thank you. Thank you and congratulations, Sabi, for your win.
Hi, Kevin.
Hello. Now my question is this, and have you faced people who have told you outrightly, either through social media or in person, that I don't think you deserve to win. Because sometimes in contests, the final result sometimes doesn't go as planned, and some people end up getting hateful, for lack of a better word, messages saying, I think maybe you should have been second, third, or fourth. How do you deal with results even after you've detached from the outcome and majority, or you get some naysayers saying that perhaps not the best person won, in your honest opinion? Thank you.
Thank you so much for that question, Kevin. Actually, it's very true. So the thing is, something like YouTube, for example, the speeches there, there are 193 comments at this point, and there are three probably that are not supportive. And again, I don't mean people saying I didn't like the speech. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. Some wrote things like, I have seen what hawkers in the streets of Delhi do better speech than that. Someone wrote, oh, he's too feminine to be a Romeo. And that was the first comment I saw on the day one. It really hurt me, actually. But I remember I spoke to the day after that, when I saw that comment, the very next day, I was having lunch in Philadelphia and I bumped into Luisa Montova, the winner from last year. Very kind lady, warm, gave me a tight hug. And I asked her the exact same question. I'm getting some of these questions, and she's like, you got already 50 great comments and one bad comment. You have to train your brain not to look at those comments. You have something that they don't have. You have the world championship, and you cannot make everybody happy. There are 7 billion people in the world. Even if 1 billion like you, that's more than enough. So don't focus on those few things that people don't like. Moreover, I try to walk my own talk where in my semi-final speech, that's also on YouTube. It's called Donkeys, where I talk about donkeys that pull us in debates and discussion that drain our energy. Sometimes it's worth to walk away. Like I said, we cannot control how people react. We can control our actions. I haven't personally responded to anybody on YouTube, not the loves, not the hates, because it's a lot, but I have. It hurts me. I acknowledge the pain. It hurts. I'm only a human being. I acknowledge the pain, but I also then read all the beautiful things that's written and tell myself that maybe I have to work harder next year, or maybe I have to work harder, or I have to just ignore and do my work. But it does hurt. I won't lie.
Thank you. Thank you for that, DTM Kevin Rubier. I think that helps with the question. There's one on chat from Obed. How many other times have you participated in international speech contest, and what was the highest level did you achieve at that time? What made a difference for this contest and made you a champion? That's quite a mouthful, so keep it short so that we get two more from our recent DTM Maggie and Dan Odero as well.
So I have won evaluations couple of times in district, and I think international I've only been up to district once in 2021, and I've lost several times. Every year I competed, I've lost at club level, area level. Sometimes you win up to division, you're like, next year I'm going to try, and you have a new member who joins and who's so good that you even lose at the club level. So I always say it's like a snake and ladder. I go up and then suddenly I fall down there. But for 15 years religiously I've competed every year, and this year I was unstoppable. So keep competing. Trust me, it will happen if you keep doing it every year. And what made the difference? I think honestly, detachment. I went there to have fun. I didn't go to the competition to win. And there is a certain degree of energy, positive energy in our body that audience picks up, that you're not nervous about winning and losing. You are just having fun, and you're sharing a story with love and conviction. That resonates with the audience.
Awesome. All right, let me move on to DTM Maggie, and then we'll have Dan Odero just to mix up our balance here.
Thank you, Sabi. That was beautiful. I watched your speech on YouTube. I was like, this guy is so hilarious. I wish you were my next door neighbor. I would be constantly at your doorstep. Your speech was marvelous. My question for you, Sabi, is why did you decide to be a contestant? I keep telling myself, I don't have a clear why to be a contestant. For you, who is like the serial contester, what is your why?
Why I competed? You know, I honestly don't know because it almost feels like it's a thing I do every year. And it's also a lot of self-discovery that I do through this journey. It's a great platform to try new things, try new styles. Also the pressure and the anxiety. You know, the first time I competed at my club level, my club was always friendly. The competition day, people mean business. It's a whole different vibe. And as I say, every year I compete, I rediscover myself, my own resilience, a new style, new mentoring, people that give me feedback, mentors. So it has been 15 years of new self discovery every year. And like, of course, it hurts to lose, but every year I've learned something new. And I think that learning has kept me going. Thank you.
Amazing. Next door neighbor, Maggie, I see you're throwing a big wish there. Dan Odero, please ask your question.
Thank you, Sabi.
And
My
Dan.
question is, was the difference because you had a coach? Did you have, when you went to compete and went to win, did you have a coach that you've had all through, or did you change when you won, did you have a coach in there? And also, maybe do you do maybe postmortems of your other speeches going ahead so that you improve on them? So is it a coach? And then do you do postmortems of your speeches that you've done previously?
So I generally don't do postmortem of my speech because um, I am not someone who has a lot of attention to details. I like to, my general feeling is I love to, when I see my own speech, I more focus on the audience reaction, what's working with the audience, how are they responding, than what am I doing. Because it also feels very shy because it's hard to objectively evaluate yourself because you know exactly what's going on in your head, what you are thinking, and it's sometimes hard to analyze those things. So the audience reaction I definitely do, not my own speech, my what I'm doing. I did have a coach, two coaches this year. From the day quarterfinal results were out, so for those 43 days I had two coaches. One is John Zimmer, who is from Switzerland, and Aditya Maheshwaran from London. They're both very good friends of mine. They both have been to the semifinals. Aditya himself has come second in the World Championship 2015. And I think coaches played a huge role. And I will tell you this, I can talk hours about how brilliant they were. A good coach knows when a speaker needs help and when a speech needs help. I worked with them. They knew what feedback to give on the same speech a month before and a day before, because I've also worked in the past with people who do not know the difference, have either made me feel like king of the world when I'm not ready, or ruptured my confidence day before the contest. So a good coach knows the difference when a speaker needs help and when the speech needs help, although you're asking the same question on the same speech. And that's what makes these two gentlemen that I've worked with so brilliant. The days before the contest, the way they made me believe that I have it in me to win, that is just brilliant. And months before, they made me believe that I need to work very hard to get there. So that's the love and understanding of great mentors. So I would say find someone who knows that difference.
Brilliantly put. I shudder to think that somebody is talking to me a day before the contest. I think even the diet that DTM Hannah is asking is out the window. So you have been given such amazing opportunities in District 114. And Sabi, if I may ask, there are a few other questions. How do we reach out to you? Because we have eager Toastmasters who want to start their next few years of journey. 15 years, guys, is the max.
Yeah.
So how do we reach out to
I'm most
you?
active on LinkedIn, and off late I've also been sharing a lot of my content on LinkedIn about storytelling, about my learning. So if it's okay, I'll paste my LinkedIn on the Zoom link. Is that okay?
Absolutely in
I will
order.
share it. And I want to add one more thing. Can I please say one thing? Because there was a question on the diet. Diet is personal, of course. I won't go into what food, but what I will say is the time of the contest is very important. So I am used to speaking in the evenings. That's when the Toastmaster meetings here happen. However, the contest, the World Championship, both semis and finals were at 1 p.m., which is not an easy time for me to speak because, after a heavy lunch, there's afternoon dip. So days before the contest in Philadelphia, I trained myself to have lunch around 11. So by 12, I'm back in the rhythm of delivering and performing. And at 1 p.m. 1:30 every day, few days before the contest, I practice the speech in an empty room to train my body and mind to be in that momentum. I think it's a very important thing that nobody talks about, to be in that energy, or in the right energy, in the time of the day when your speeches are going to be. So because different contests happen at different times of the day, so that's why food and drinks and coffee are very essential, something to factor in when you're preparing.
Beautifully said. So I think that helps all of us to know where our energy peaks or where it sort of like plateaus. And we need you giving speeches in an optimum level. I love that. I love that. Thank you, Sabi, for adding that. A little birdie said and mentioned to me that yesterday was your birthday. So I want to ask everyone in the audience to look for the cake emoji and let's throw him happy birthday cakes and the party emoji and some balloons if your video is open, because it was a party yesterday for sure, wherever you were, as well as having International Men's Day. So we have 2-in-1 for you, and I bet you had cake all around. Thank you so much,
Thank you so
Sabi.
much.
Please note he is open to receiving more questions. Sabi, just so that you know, there are questions such as, would you advise one to repeat their speech, as well as how do we connect with you? So if you see those questions from District 114, eager Toastmasters inside the contest season, please indulge us a bit. I know there's an overflood. Just to answer those questions so that our upcoming, and especially those who are playing snakes and ladders with us, the new Toastmasters who are always coming up, to please help them in their journey so that we can see them on the world stage. So happy birthday to Sabi, and thank you so much for your time. It has been an absolute honor to have you on this stage with us this evening.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Great. I want to say it's the top of the hour. And of course, I am not here on my own. I am with the district leadership, our district director, DTM Demelash, our PQD, DTM Maggie, and our CGD engineer, Jude. In case any of you would like the floor before our keynote speaker, Sabi, logs off, and then we can segue to our closing remarks. Over to you, District Director, DTM Demelash.
Thank you so much, Carol. Let's give her a big round of applause for Carol for making our first quarter one of the best. Thanks so much for your energy. The energy is imitating the room. So thanks so much, Carol, as usual. Thank you so much all for being with us when we celebrate our milestones in our first quarter, and our celebration will continue. So prepare and be ready to take the next awards as well. And let us work and collaborate each other, because we need to sustain our district. As I stated in the opening part, for a district to be a district, it requires the minimum 120 clubs and maximum 180 clubs. And it's obvious, it's known, District 114 East Africa is great, and we'll keep that momentum. So let us collaborate on that. Thank you so much for your time, all our speakers. And we'll be sending certificates via email for all recognition and our speakers. Thanks so much. And the meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.